Doesn't matter. Because I was seated where he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Our program is about to begin. Kindly take your seats, please. Your Excellency, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mr. Emin Akseki, esteemed Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Dr. Denis Zvizdic, Honorable Chair of the IUS Board of Trustees, Professor Dr. Sevgi Kurtulmuş, Distinguished President of the Sarajevo Education Development Foundation, Mr. Hasan Topaloğlu, esteemed directors Professor Dr. Ali Osman Kuşakçı and Professor Dr. Kemalettin Aydın, distinguished faculty members of the International University of Sarajevo, dear guests and dear students. It's our great pleasure and honor to extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the official opening ceremony of the 2025-2026 academic year. Welcome. Today marks a moment of great joy and pride for our university community. Having celebrated its 20th anniversary, the International University of Sarajevo has established itself as a distinguished university both in the region and in Europe. Over the years, IUS has developed significant academic collaborations with some leading universities in Turkey, including Istanbul University, Istanbul Technical University, Marmara University, and the University of Health Sciences, resulting in the establishment of several joint double degree programs. Most recently, International University of Sarajevo and University of Health Sciences have launched joint undergraduate programs in medicine and dental medicine. The newly established IUS Faculty of Medical Sciences, which welcomes its first generation of students this year, represents not only a major step forward our university, but also a significant milestone for the advancement of higher education, science, and health in Bosnia and Herzegovina. On this occasion, we wish all our students, academics, and our university in general a successful academic year filled with achievements and new milestones. Distinguished guests, I would now like to kindly invite you all to stand for the national anthems of Bosnia and Herzegovina and Republic of Turkey. Thank you very much. Esteemed guests, now we invite you to watch the official promotional video of the International University of Sarajevo.
Every career journey begins with a single question: can I really do this? And if that question is about university, the answer can be found in the heart of Europe, at the meeting point of cultures, the International University of Sarajevo. Since 2004, we've been building more than just knowledge. We've been nurturing self-confidence, vision, and a truly multicultural experience. Our academic structure follows the Bologna process. We are officially recognized by the Turkish Council of Higher Education and proudly listed in Woodford University Guide. With a spirit of constant innovation, we lay strong foundations for your international academic journey. Our English preparatory school, accredited by eBoost, ensures high-quality language education from day one. Through our double diploma programs, we collaborate with some of Turkey's most prestigious universities, including Istanbul Technical University, Marmara University, Istanbul University, and the University of Health Sciences. IUS is more than just an international university. It's your first step toward a global career and a future without borders. The doors of our 6 strong faculties are open to all who aspire to a university education. Sciences, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Faculty of Business Administration, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Law, and our Faculty of Medical Sciences, where future scientists, professionals, and academics begin their journey. At IUS, we bring together students from over 50 countries, united not only through knowledge, but through a rich shared culture. Studying at IUS means earning a blue diploma recognized across Europe, access to double diploma programs, and international exchange opportunities through Erasmus and Medlana. And for all our future students, we offer the chance to join a prestigious university with scholarships ranging from 25% to 100%. Studying in Sarajevo means living in a city steeped in history, and right here on the IUS campus, you'll find technology, comfort, culture, and vibrant student life all in one place. At IUS, we offer more than education. We offer a dynamic path to your future. With on-campus dormitories for both girls and boys, fully equipped gyms, inspiring art galleries, a lush 40-acre green campus, active student clubs, sports, and volunteer projects, you'll find the perfect environment to grow, thrive, and connect. It is possible to study at an affordable, high-quality European university, one that's easy to reach, rich in opportunity, and open to the world. Yeah, with IUS, it's all within your reach. International University of Sarajevo.
Dear guests, now it's my honor to invite to the stage our esteemed director, Professor Dr. Ali Osman Kuşakçı, to deliver his opening address.
Your Excellencies, dear Speaker of the Bosnia and Herzegovina House of Representatives, government officials, respected President of IUS Board of Trustees, and respected President of SEDA Foundation, dear Rector, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and students. A heartfelt welcome and good morning to you all. It's a great honor to welcome you to the beginning of new academic year here at IUS. To our new and returning students, welcome home. Whether you are joining IUS for the first time or continuing your academic journey, you are the very heart of this university. A special welcome goes to the first cohort of the newly established Faculty of Medical Sciences. This year marks a historic milestone for IUS as we officially launch our medical education programs. You are the pioneers of this faculty, and we are honored to welcome alongside you on your path to becoming the next generation of medical professionals. At this moment, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Kemalettin Aydın, Rector of University of Health Sciences. Professor Aydın, thank you for joining us on this important occasion. Your presence and support mean a great deal to us. We are delighted to welcome Professor Dr. Enes Eryarsoy from Sabancı University, who is with us today as a keynote speaker for the opening ceremony. Thank you, Professor Enes Eryarsoy. To our entire student body across all 6 faculties, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Faculty of Business and Administration, Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Law, and Faculty of Medical Sciences. We are proud to have you as part of IUS family. Each faculty, each program, and each student play a vital role in shaping the dynamic academic environment we nurture here. Before I begin my speech, I must fulfill an important duty. The duty imposed upon me by being a father, an academic, a husband, and above all, by being a human being. 5 men, women, and children are killed every single hour in Gaza. This is very easy to say, but let's put this in another way. This opening ceremony will last about 2 hours. And during that time, imagine 10 people to your right and left will not be in this life. I know young people are more sensitive than we are. And I believe your conscience is above all injustice. My young friends, don't get accustomed to this massacre. Don't let your friends get accustomed to it either. Don't neglect reading about it. For example, read the story of Bosnian refugees. They settled in Caesarea, Palestine, from Herzegovina region after the Berlin Treaty. Read how beautiful life they built were plundered by the Caesarea Edmund Rothschild Foundation. Don't stop talking about Palestine. Your conscience will change this injustice. As the duty partially done, let me go back to my speech. As we gather here to remark a new beginning, let us also reflect on the remarkable journey of IUS. Founded in 2004 as a newborn baby, we have grown into a thriving academic community with nearly 4,000 graduates. From modest beginnings, we now proudly operate a modern 72,000 square meters campus, featuring classrooms, research centers, a comprehensive library, and dormitories. We currently offer 21 study programs and 21 double degree programs across our 6 faculties. Since 2014, IUS has facilitated more than 1,000 international mobility programs and exchanges. By 2017, we were ranked the second university in Bosnia and Herzegovina for Erasmus mobilities, according to the National Erasmus Bosnia and Herzegovina Exchange Report. From just a few initial partnerships, we have grown into a collaboration with over 350 institutions around the world, expanding our academic network and global reach. We welcome students from over 45 countries and serve as a bridge between cultures, particularly between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Turkey. One remarkable item on this year's agenda is accreditation. Besides national accreditation, IUS is currently in the process of obtaining study program and institutional accreditation in Turkey and in the world. With the generous support of our board and foundation, we have begun the accreditation process. I am confident that we will complete the process in the best possible way with the support of IUS dedicated academic and administrative team. I am confident that accreditation will strengthen the momentum we gained in the international world of academia. This year marks a new chapter with the official opening of the Faculty of Medical Sciences in partnership with the University of Health Sciences in Turkey. The joint double degree programs represents a significant progress for both institutions. To this end, an important decision our foundation has made to move our university forward is the construction of the third faculty building. This building will soon bring our medical school into its new home, as well as provide us with substantial classrooms and research infrastructure for the other faculties. We are also deeply grateful to TICA for their generous support, particularly for equipping our new established anatomy laboratory. Looking ahead, we are committed to embracing the future, most notably through innovative teaching methods and transformative potential of artificial intelligence. As Austrian economist Schumpeter's concept of creative destruction reminds us, each creative technology will come with some destruction. This happened several times in the last 250 years. From steam engine to electric powered machines, from computers to the internet, we are at the edge of another creative destruction, the age of artificial intelligence. Accordingly, we must adapt to the demands of the modern world and align our academic curricula with evolving market needs. To this end, we will establish faculty advisory boards to ensure that each curriculum remains relevant, practical, and forward-looking. Every program will include industry-focused elements designed to prepare our students for tomorrow's challenges. We will also implement internal training programs for our academic staff, equipping them with the tools to enhance the lectures with AI. Before I close my speech, I would like to go back to Gaza. You will watch a video taken by one of our senior assistants, Huzeyfe Küçük Aytekin, who was sailing 3 days ago towards Gaza and captured and kidnapped, so to say, by Israeli forces at the Mediterranean Sea. This was, again, for us, a remarkable point that we would like to share this moment with you so that we can also congratulate these heart braves sailing to Gaza and the heart braves of flotilla. In closing, I extend my sincere appreciation to the President of the SEDEF Foundation, to the President of the IUS Board of Trustees, our dedicated faculty and administrative staff, and to our students. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication. To our students, thank you for placing your trust in us. To our guests, thank you for sharing this moment with us. Welcome to a new academic year. Welcome to your journey at IUS. Thank you.
We sincerely thank Professor Dr. Kuşakçı for his remarks. Dear guests, as our esteemed rector mentioned it just a few minutes ago, Global Smooth Flotilla, which is an international civil society-led maritime initiative, has attempted to break the illegal siege of Gaza by sea, open a humanitarian corridor, and end the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people. However, the participants of the Global Smooth Flotilla have been intercepted and kidnapped by Israeli forces. And a faculty member of IUS Faculty of Law, Mr. Muhammed Huzeyfe Küçük Aytekin, was one of them. Now, I'd like to invite all of you to watch the video Mr. Küçük Aytekin made just before he was captured by the Israeli forces.
Sevgili öğrenci arkadaşlar, sizleri Akdeniz'in ortasında seyir seferine devam eden Mikeno Majdal gemisinden selamlıyorum. 31 Ağustos'tan bu yana Gazze'deki ampulleri kırmak için 44 farklı ülkeden aktivist arkadaşlarımızla beraber Akdeniz'de yol alıyoruz. İnşallah önümüzdeki günlerde Gazze sahillerine varacağımızı ümit ediyoruz. İnsanlık tarihinin kırılma noktalarından birine şu an şahitlik ediyoruz. Bu kadar farklı milletten, farklı fikir dünyasında insanı Gazze etrafında toplayan bir irade var. İnsanlar yapılan zulümlere, soykırıma ve ablukaya ses katmak için bir araya geldiler. Ve inşallah bu 18 sene aşkın süren abluka bunun da bir bereketiyle duracağına inanıyoruz. Ben lisans ve yüksek lisans eğitimlerimi Uluslararası Saraybosna Üniversitesi'nde tamamladım. Saraybosna gibi kadim bir şehirde ilim tahsilinin kişiye derin ufuklar kattığına inananlardanım. Bosna'nın insan ve medeniyet hazinesini bildirerken insan farklı ufuklara yaklaştığını da düşünenlerdenim. Tabii salt bilgi, vicdan, merhamet ve insanlıktan ayrılmıştığı zaman, soyutlandığı zaman o bilginin kişiyi daha ileriye götürmek yerine insanlığın en kara sahnelerinde kötülük için kullandığını da şahitlik ediyoruz. Bilgi daha fazla öldürmek için üretmeye, ünvanlar, zulümleri, soykırımları, kötülükleri daha iyi gizleyebilmek için bir amaç haline geldiğini görüyoruz. Ondan ötürü bilimle beraber irfanı, hikmeti ve vicdanı hiçbir zaman birbirine ayırmadan yol olmanın da önemini görmekteyiz. Rahmetli Ali İzzet Özdağ'ın de dediği gibi eğitim kişilere daha iyi sorgulamadan tek taraflı düşünmeye itiyorsa dogmaları kişilere aşılamaya çalışıyorsa bu eğitim kişiyi daha iyi bir insan yapmak yerine daha bir kötü yola soktuğunu da rahmetli Ali dillendiriyordu. Bu minvalde özellikle öğrenci arkadaşlarımıza yine akademik yazarımızın öğrendikleri her yeni bilgi onları bir sorgulamaya, her sorgulamada insanlığı bir yarısına merhem olarak onları namzet kılmasını dilerim. Akdeniz noktasından selam ve hürmetlerimle.
Distinguished guests, it's now my pleasure to invite Professor Dr. Kemalettin Aydın, the esteemed director of the University of Health Sciences, to the stage to deliver his speech.
Öncelikle eğitim dilimizin Türkçe olması hasebiyle bütün her yerdeki konuşmalarımızı Türkçe yapıyoruz. Bunu belirterek başlamak isterim. Saygıdeğer Meclis Başkanı, Sayın Büyükelçim, kıymetli Mütevelliyet Başkanım, rektör hocalarımız, kıymetli rektör hocalarımız, Türkiye'den gelen arkadaşlar. Sevgili gençler, neredeyiz? Bir el kaldıralım. Hadi bakalım Yuslu, SBÖ'lü gençler. Yuvanıza hoş geldiniz. Güzel bir yuva olduğunu hep beraber şahitlik ediyoruz. Bütün öğretim üyeleriyle, bütün çalışma kadrolarıyla sıcak bir yuva, sevgi dolu bir yuva. Bu yuvada birlikte uzun bir zaman geçireceğiz. Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi ve İYÜS olarak 6 yıl beraber olacağız. Belki birazını da Türkiye'de olalım diyeceğiz, belki Türkiye'de olacağız. Ama kısacası bugün İYÜS ve Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi kimlik kartına sahip olan arkadaşlarımıza, öğrencilerimize, onların ailelerine Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi'nden birkaç cümleyle bahsetmek isterim. 2015 yılında kıymetli Cumhurbaşkanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan bu üniversiteyi kurduğunda 3 ana misyon yükledi. Birisi mazlum coğrafyada olacaksınız dedi. Birisi ata coğrafyasında olacaksınız dedi. Bir de gönül coğrafyasında olacaksınız dedi. Biz de 2015'ten itibaren Afrika'da, Sudan'da, Somali'de, Suriye'de, Filistin'de, Kuzey Kıbrıs Türk Cumhuriyeti'nde ve Filipinler Bangsamoro'dayız. Yine ata coğrafyası dediğimiz zaman Buhara'da, Semerkant'ta, Kırgızistan'da, Bişkek ve Taşkent'teyiz. Gönül coğrafyası evladı Fatihan dediğimizde de kıymetli Mütevelliyet Başkanımız Profesör Doktor Sevgi Kurtulmuş hocamızın önümüze koyduğu projede tereddütsüz yer aldık. Avrupa'nın kalbi olan Bosna Hersek'te ve Avrupa'nın en güzel yüreklerine sahip Saraybosna'da 20 yılı aşkın bir süredir kendiniz ispatlamış ve Avrupa'nın en iyi üniversitelerden birisi olan Uluslararası Saraybosna Üniversitesi ile Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi'nin tıp ve diş hekimliğinde bir arada olması gerekli olduğunu proje olarak ortaya koyduğunda biz de üzerimize düşen sorumluluk gereği 4500 profesörümüzle ve dünyada ve Türkiye'de 14. tıp fakültemizi, 5. diş hekimliği fakültemizi Saraybosna'da Uluslararası Saraybosna Üniversitesi ile beraber geçtiğimiz yıl açtık. Bu yılda öğrencilerimizi aldık. Bu yıl burada hem diş hekimliğinde
Hocam çevirmen için biraz müsaade.
bitiriyorum zaten bir cümle. O hepsini çevirir. Bu yılda diş hekimliği ve tıp fakültesinde hazırlık sınıfı, 1. sınıfta da tıp fakültesi öğrencilerimizi almış olduk. Kısa çeviririz.
Prije svega, ja ću vam se vratiti na turskom jeziku jer je to jezik na kojem se studira na našem fakultetu, Univerzitetu zdravstvenih studija u Republici Turskoj. Uvaženi gospodine Zvizdiću, uvaženi ambasadore, uvažena predsjednica upravnog odbora, uvaženi rektori, dragi profesori, dragi gosti, prije svega dragi studenti koji ste ovdje danas sa nama, koji ste došli tu u vaš dom u kojem ćete provesti svoje obrazovanje. Posebno vi koji ste izabrali da studirate medicinske nauke, sa nama ćete biti tokom 6 godina, malo ovdje u Bosni i Hercegovini, malo u Republici Turskoj. Prije svega drago mi je što sam ovdje zajedno sa vama. Čast mi je i zadovoljstvo biti tu. Naš univerzitet, Univerzitet zdravstvenih studija, kada je osnovan uz naredbu predsjednika Redžepa Tayyipa Erdoğana, osnovan je u svim onim dijelovima svijeta kojima je to potrebno. To su razne zemlje na raznim kontinentima, od Somalije, od Jemena, od Sirije, od Bosne i Hercegovine, Palestine, Afrike, Azije, Europe, cijelog svijeta. To su prije svega prostori koji su vidjeli nemilosrđe, prostori kojima je potrebna pomoć, prostori kojima je potrebna ruka pravde. Naravno, prošle godine smo potpisali protokol sa Internacionalnim univerzitetom u Sarajevu i osnovali smo fakultet za medicinske studije u Sarajevu, u Bosni i Hercegovini, koja je dokazala svoje postojanje, koja je dokazala svoju čast, svoj moral, koja je kroz godine koje je pretrpjela zaista pokazala šta znači biti čovjek, šta znači biti zaista jedno ponosno i sposobno ljudsko biće koje je vrijedno spomena. Imamo zaista čast ovdje ugostiti sve naš univerzitet, Univerzitet zdravstvenih studija je zaista ponosan. Posjedujemo gotovo 4500 zaista iskusnih i kvalitetnih profesora. Zaista imamo bogat i čvrst akademski kadar. Tokom ove godine otvorili smo 14. fakultet za medicinske studije ovdje u Sarajevu, zatim 5. fakultet za stomatološke studije također ovdje u Sarajevu. Zaista smo aktivni u cijelom svijetu, radimo predano u ovom zaista posebnom pozivu. Hvala.
Bir iki cümleyle de tamamlayayım. Ben kendimi tercüme etmeye kalksam bu kadar başarılı edemezdim. Maşallah. Bu uluslararası eğitim işbirliğinin şöyle de bir güzel tarafı var. Türkiye Cumhuriyeti'nin Sağlık Bakanlığı'na ait 20 büyük şehirdeki yaklaşık 70 hastanesinde klinik eğitim görebilecek bu evlatlar. Bu 70 hastanede 100.000 yatak kapasitesi var. Burada tıp, diş okuyan arkadaşlarımız Türkiye'deki eğitimlerinde 100.000 yatak kapasiteli hastanede hasta çeşitliliği, hasta çokluğu, bir hastadan, bir tanıdan çok hasta görme imkanına sahip olarak yüksek klinik beceriyle mezun olacaklarını bugünden söyleyebiliriz. Çünkü Türkiye'deki artı 9 tıp fakültemiz, yurt dışındaki 5 tıp fakültemizde de böyle sürüyor. Bu arada müsaadelerinizle kıymetli Sevgi Hocam, beraber geldiğimiz arkadaşları takdim etmek isterim. Profesör Doktor Yunus Karakoç Hocam, Rektör Yardımcımız. Uçakta yer olmadığı için yarı kadroyla geldik. Profesör Doktor Enver İlhan Hocamız, İzmir Tıp Fakültesi Dekanımız. Profesör Doktor Banu Yıldız Hocamız, Uluslararası Hamidiye Tıp Fakültesi Dekanımız. Profesör Doktor Ayşe Batırel Hocamız, Hamidiye Tıp Fakültesi Dekanımız. Profesör Doktor Şeniz Karaçay Hocamız, Hamidiye Diş Hekimliği Fakültesi Dekanımız. Profesör Doktor Özgür Hocamız, Erzurum Tıp Fakültesi Dekanımız. Bu kadar dekanda Türkiye'de eğitime devam ediyor. Kısacası böyle güçlü bir üniversiteye beraber eğitim programı yapabilme imkanına sahip olduğumuz için biz Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi olarak çok mutluyuz. İki nedenle mutluyuz. Böyle Avrupa'nın kalbinde, Avrupa'da kendisini kabul ettirmiş bir üniversiteyle sağlık alanında eğitim yapabilmek. İkincisi, Türkiye'nin yetişmiş insan kaynağı olan 4500 profesör arkadaşımızla buradaki Bosnalı ve Balkanlı evlatlarımızın eğitimine katkı sağlamak ve oradan bir dua almaktan başka bir gayemiz yok. Bu vesileyle 2025-2026 eğitim öğretim döneminin hayırlı olmasını diliyor. Üniversitelerin akademik, klinik ve sosyolojik hizmetlerin yanında bir de duruşları olduğunu, üniversiteler duruşlarıyla da anıldığını, Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi'nin 7 Ekim'deki ilk dakikadan itibaren bir soykırımın olduğunu, bu soykırımı lanetlediğini, İsrail ve İsrail'e destek veren ülkelerin bu soykırımını lanetlediğini ve Sağlık Bilimleri Üniversitesi'nin senato kararıyla nehirden denize kadar özgür Filistin'in yanında olacağımızı üniversite kimliğimiz olarak bilmenizi arzu ediyorum. Saygı ve hürmetlerimi sunuyorum.
Da se osvrnemo na saradnju između Univerziteta zdravstvenih studija Internacionalnog univerziteta u Sarajevu. Studenti koji će studirati na Fakultetu medicinskih studija Internacionalnog univerziteta u Sarajevu imat će priliku da nastave svoj studij u Republici Turskoj u 20 gradova na 70 različitih klinika pri Ministarstvu za zdravstvo Republike Turske. U tih 70 zaista prestižnih, izuzetno kvalitetnih klinika kapaciteti su zaista veliki. Tu imamo kapacitet od 100.000 kreveta, veliki broj zaista iskusnih, kvalitetnih stručnjaka, doktora i zaista veliki broj pacijenata kroz koje će naravno naši studenti imati priliku zaista primiti kvalitetno obrazovanje gdje će određene dijagnoze moći uspostaviti kroz primjere velikog broja pacijenata. To je zaista ono što želim naglasiti. Rektor je naravno predstavio sve goste, sve profesore koji su tu sa nama, ja ih ne bi ponovo pominjala, sve ste ih vidjeli. I naravno Univerzitet zdravstvenih studija iz Republike Turske izražuje zaista veliku čast i zadovoljstvo što imaju priliku da surađuju sa IUS-om, fakultetom koji je zaista pokazao svoj kvalitet, koji je pokazao svoje znanje upravo u Sarajevu, u Bosni i Hercegovini, koja je zemlja koja jeste ponosna, koja stoji zapravo ponosna u cijeloj Evropi. Naravno, jedan univerzitet, jednu obrazovnu instituciju krasi naravno kvalitet obrazovanja, mogućnosti, kapaciteti, ali zapravo krase ga i stavovi i razmišljanja vezano za dešavanje u svijetu. Naš univerzitet je 7. oktobra odmah iskazao svoj stav prema Palestini, prema dešavanjima u Gazi, odmah smo izrazili i rekli da se u Gazi dešava genocid i zajedno smo uz odluku našeg senata naravno donijeli odluku i iznijeli stav da će Palestina biti slobodna. Još jednom želim vam sretan početak nove akademske 2025-2026. godine. Hvala.
We sincerely thank Professor Dr. Aydin for his address, and we thank you, the translator Eldina, for the perfect translation. And now, in this part of the program, it's my honor to invite the esteemed Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mr. Denis Zvizdic, to address the ceremony.
Cijenjeni rektore, uvaženi profesore Kušakči, uvažena predsjednica Upravnog odbora, uvaženo akademsko osoblje, drage studentice i studenti, uvažene dame i gospodo. Čast, zadovoljstvo mi je što imam priliku da vam se već tradicionalno obratim na početku i ove akademske godine na Internacionalnom univerzitetu Sarajevo, koji smatram jednom od najkvalitetnijih obrazovnih institucija u Bosni i Hercegovini. Neću javiti.
Sayın Rektör, değerli Profesör Kuşakçı, değerli İUS Akademik Kadrosu ve idari personeli, sevgili öğrenciler, saygıdeğer misafirler, hanımefendiler, beyefendiler. Bosna Hersek'in en saygın ve nitelikli yükseköğretim kurumlarından biri olduğuna inandığım Uluslararası Saraybosna Üniversitesi'nde yeni bir akademik yılın başlangıcında sizlere artık geleneksel hale gelen bu vesileyle hitap etme fırsatına sahip olmaktan büyük bir onur ve mutluluk duyuyorum.
Najbolji pokazatelj kvalitetnog rada Internacionalnog univerziteta Sarajevo su upravo studenti koji su završili ovaj univerzitet, a koji su danas veoma uspješni i ostvareni ljudi u svojim profesijama, ali što je jednako važno i faktori i reperi vrijednosti u svojim zajednicama.
Uluslararası Saraybosna Üniversitesi'nin başarısının en güçlü göstergesi burada yetişen mezunlarımızdır. Bugün mesleklerinde örnek gösterilen, bilgi ve birikimleriyle topluma değer katan, bulundukları her yerde İUS'un adını gururla temsil eden bu mezunlarımız, üniversitemizin kalitesinin en canlı kanıtıdır.
Poslije mog dugogodišnjeg iskustva u sferi politike, ali i u sferi obrazovanja, mogu ipak kazati da ne postoji važnije i časnije zanimanje od prenošenja znanja na druge. Naravno, to je pored privilegije velika odgovornost, jer obrazovanje predstavlja temelj čovjekovog individualnog rasta i razvoja. To je proces koji oblikuje karakter pojedinca, koji potiče kritičko razmišljanje, kreativnost i inovativnost, što u današnjem globalnom svijetu predstavlja ključni faktor brzog učenja, novih vještina i uspješne prilagodbe novim situacijama.
Siyaset ve eğitim alanlarındaki uzun yıllara dayanan tecrübemden sonra rahatlıkla söyleyebilirim ki bilgiyi başkalarına aktarmaktan daha önemli ve daha onurlu bir meslek yoktur. Elbette bu bir ayrıcalık olmanın yanı sıra büyük bir sorumluluktur. Çünkü eğitim insanın bireysel gelişiminin ve olgunlaşmasının temelidir. Eğitim bireyin karakterini şekillendiren, eleştirel düşünmeyi, yaratıcılığı ve yenilikçiliği teşvik eden bir süreçtir. Günümüz küresel dünyasında ise bu unsurlar yeni becerileri hızla öğrenmenin ve yeni durumlara başarıyla uyum sağlamanın temel unsurlarını oluşturmaktadır.
Obrazovanje je u suštini najvažniji društveni proces, najbolji pokazatelj njegove uspješnosti i najefikasniji instrument za ostvarivanje zacrtanih ciljeva i dosezanja željenih vrijednosti.
Eğitim özünde en önemli toplumsal süreçtir. Bir toplumun başarısının en iyi göstergesi ve belirlenen hedeflere ulaşmanın, arzulanan değerlere erişmenin en etkili aracıdır.
I zbog toga je suštinski važno da studenti razumiju, prihvate i primijene ta znanja i stečene vještine u svojim budućim poslovima i karijerama.
Bu nedenle öğrencilerin bu bilgiyi ve edindikleri becerileri gelecekteki işlerinde ve kariyerlerinde anlamaları, benimsemeleri ve nihayetinde uygulamaları son derece önemlidir.
Ali obrazovanje nije dovoljno niti potpuno bez odgoja. Najbolje obrazovne institucije su one koje uspijevaju objediniti obje dimenzije, i znanje i moral, odnosno i znanje i odgoj. Ako mlade ljude ne učimo pravim životnim vrijednostima, solidarnosti, poštenju, pravednosti i empatiji, onda nismo postigli svoju misiju.
Ancak eğitim terbiye olmadan ne yeterli ne de tamdır. En iyi eğitim kurumları bu iki boyutu, bilgiyi ve ahlakı birleştirebilen kurumlardır. Eğer genç insanlara doğru yaşam değerlerini, dayanışmayı, dürüstlüğü, adaleti ve empati öğretmiyorsak o zaman misyonumuzu yerine getirmiş sayılmayız.
Možda nećete uvijek moći kontrolirati ono što vam se događa, ali ćete moći imati svoj stav prema onome što se događa i prema društvu kojem pripadate, i upravo vaš stav, taj vaš stav može biti početak promjene i način na koji možete kreirati svoju budućnost.
Her zaman olan bitenleri kontrol edemeyeceksiniz ama en azından olanlara bir duruşunuz olacaktır.
Najvredniji kapital i najznačajnija komparativna prednost s kojom će raspolagati Bosna i Hercegovina ili bilo koja druga država gdje vi sutra budete živjeli i radili, ste upravo vi, mladi i obrazovani ljudi, pod uvjetom da steknete konkurentno znanje i vještine bez kojih nije moguće razvijeti uspješnu ekonomiju ili kompetentne državne institucije ili funkcionalnu i međunarodno prestižnu državu.
Bosna Hersek'in ya da yarın yaşayıp çalışacağınız herhangi bir başka ülkenin sahip olacağı en değerli sermaye ve en önemli karşılaştırılmalı üstünlük sizlersiniz. Rekabetçi bilgi ve beceriler edindiğiniz sürece. Çünkü bu bilgi ve beceriler olmadan başarılı bir ekonomi, yetkin kurumlar ya da işlevsel ve uluslararası saygınlığa sahip bir devlet, şirketler, sanayi, bilim veya kültür geliştirmek mümkün olmayacaktır.
Zbog toga, kako je to jednom rekao Nelson Mandela, obrazovanje jeste i ostaje najmoćnije oružje koje možete upotrijebiti da promijenite svijet.
Bu nedenle Nelson Mandela'nın bir keresinde söylediği gibi eğitim dünyayı değiştirmeniz için kullanabileceğiniz en güçlü silahtır.
Poštovane kolegice i kolege, globalno posmatrano, mislim dolazimo u izuzetno teško desetljeće koje će donijeti velike geopolitičke, ekonomske, sigurnosne, demografske, okolišne i informatičke promjene i u kojim će sasvim sigurno biti uspostavljena kontura novog svjetskog poretka.
saygıdeğer meslektaşlarım, küresel açıdan bakıldığında büyük jeopolitik, ekonomik, güvenlik, toplumsal, demografik, çevresel, bilişimsel ve birçok başka değişimin yaşanacağı oldukça zorlu bir 10 yıla girdiğimizi düşünüyorum. Bu süreçte yeni bir dünya düzeninin belirgin hatları ortaya çıkacaktır.
Odgovor na pitanje da li će taj novi svjetski poredak biti u skladu sa opće prihvaćenim normama i standardima ili će pogodovati tendenciji vladavine jačeg i jednostranom kršenju međunarodnog prava i međunarodnih povelja će u stvari odrediti višedecenijsku budućnost čitavog svijeta.
Bu düzenin genel olarak kabul görmüş kurallara, normlara ve standartlara uygun olup olmayacağı ya da güçlü olanın hüküm sürdüğü, uluslararası hukukun ve bilinen tüm uluslararası sözleşmelerin tek taraflı olarak ihlal edildiği bir yapıya mı dönüşeceği sorusuna verilecek cevap, aslında tüm dünyanın önümüzdeki onlarca yıllık geleceğini belirleyecektir.
Trenutno imamo na sceni dva sukoba koji će u velikoj mjeri odrediti budućnost međunarodnog poretka koji poznajemo.
Bugün mevcut uluslararası düzenin geleceğini büyük ölçüde şekillendirecek iki önemli çatışmaya tanıklık ediyoruz.
Prvi je rat u Ukrajini koji ima izuzetno štetan utjecaj na evropsku i svjetsku sigurnosnu i energetsku arhitekturu.
İlk çatışma Avrupa'nın ve dünyanın güvenlik ile enerji yapısı üzerinde son derece olumsuz etkiler yaratan Ukrayna'daki savaştır.
A drugi koji će odrediti budućnost planete je sasvim sigurno aktuelna okupacija i genocid u Gazi.
İkinci çatışma ise gezegenimizin geleceğini kesin olarak etkileyecek olan Gazze'deki mevcut işgal ve soykırımdır.
U kojoj je ubijeno preko 20.000 djece i preko 70.000 civila.
Burada 20.000'den fazla çocuk ve 75.000'den fazla sivil hayatını kaybetmiştir.
Trenutno u Gazi imamo najveću humanitarnu krizu zadnjih 80 godina, gdje uživo pred očima cijelog svijeta djeca i odrasli umiru od gladi.
Şu anda Gazze'de son 80 yılın en büyük insani krizi yaşanmakta. Tüm dünyanın göz önünde çocuklar ve yetişkinler açlıktan ölmektedir.
Svjedočimo vremenu kada se na međunarodnu scenu ponovo vraća zakon jačega, a historija nas uči da to uvijek donosi ogromnu patnju i stradanje onih koji su slabiji i obespravljeni.
Uluslararası arenada yeniden güçlünün hukukunun egemen olmaya başladığı bir döneme tanıklık ediyoruz ve tarih bize bunun her zaman daha zayıf ve hakları elinden alınmış insanlar için büyük acılar ve trajediler getirdiğini öğretmiştir.
Zbog toga je za nas u Bosni i Hercegovini najvažnija obaveza da sačuvamo teritorijalni integritet, suverenitet i multietnički karakter Bosne i Hercegovine.
Bu nedenle en temel görevimiz, özgürlüğümüzün ve varlığımızın fiziki, siyasi, kültürel ve manevi çerçevesi olan Bosna Hersek'in toprak bütünlüğünü, egemenliğini ve çok kültürlü yapısını korumaktır.
Kao fizičkog, političkog, kulturnog i duhovnog okvira naše slobode i našeg postojanja.
Tabii ki en temel görevimiz özgürlüğümüzün ve varlığımızın fiziki, siyasi, kültürel ve manevi çerçevesi olan Bosna Hersek'in toprak bütünlüğünü, egemenliğini ve çok kültürlü yapısını korumaktır. Tekrar vurguluyorum.
Za vas koji ste iz Bosne i Hercegovine poručujem vam da ostanete ovdje i da zajedno gradimo bolju i jaču državu, jer državu naravno ne čine samo rijeke, planine, šume i jezera, državu primarno čine ljudi. A ljudi kao što ste vi su najveće blago jednog naroda. Za vas koji dolazite iz inostranstva, poručujem vam da ste došli u zemlju divnih, marljivih i poštenih ljudi. Želim da se u Bosni i Hercegovini osjećate ugodno i sretno i da ako Bog da nastavite svoje karijere i živote graditi ovdje. Jer Bosna i Hercegovina je uvijek rado primala sve ljude dobre volje, bez obzira odakle dolaze.
Özellikle Bosna Hersekli öğrencilere sesleniyorum. Burada kalın, birlikte daha güçlü ve daha güzel bir ülke inşa edelim. Çünkü bu ülkeyi sadece nehirler, dağlar, ormanlar ve göller değil, esasen insanlar var eder. Sizin gibi gençler bir milletin en büyük zenginliğidir. Yurt dışından gelen öğrencilerimize ise şunu söylemek istiyorum. Siz çalışkan, dürüst ve gönlü güzel insanların yaşadığı bir ülkeye geldiniz. Bosna Hersek'te kendinizi evinizde gibi hissetmenizi diliyoruz. İnşallah kariyerinizi ve hayatınızı burada sürdürür. Bu topraklarda kendi geleceğinizi kurarsınız. Bosna Hersek her zaman nereden gelirse gelsin iyi niyetli insanları sevgiyle kucaklayan bir ülke olmuştur.
Na kraju, drage studentice i studenti, pred vama su godine koje će oblikovati vaš život i vaše ličnosti i želim vam uputiti nekoliko savjeta.
Son olarak sevgili öğrenciler, önünüzde hayatınızı ve kişiliğinizi şekillendirecek yıllar var. Bu nedenle sizlere birkaç samimi tavsiyede bulunmak istiyorum.
Nikada nemojte zaboraviti odakle ste krenuli, a krenuli ste iz vašeg doma, iz vaše kuće, od vaših roditelja koji su uložili ogromne resurse i vrijeme da bi vi bili što ste danas. I ako ne uspijete u svojim namjerama, znajte da je mjesto odakle ste krenuli uvijek i mjesto gdje se možete vratiti i gdje ćete biti bezuvjetno prihvaćeni.
Hiçbir zaman nereden geldiğinizi unutmayın. Yola çıktığınız yer, eviniz, aileniz ve sizi bugünlere getirmek için emek veren anne babanızdır. Onlar sahip oldukları tüm imkanları, zamanlarını ve sevgilerini size adadılar. Eğer bir gün hayat yolunda zorluklarla karşılaşırsanız, unutmayın ki başladığınız yer her zaman geri dönebileceğiniz, sizi koşulsuz kabul edecek bir yuvadır.
Drugo, čitajte i putujte kad god ste u prilici, jer svaka nova pročitana knjiga i svaki novi posjećeni grad ili država je investicija u vaše znanje. Nekada je dovoljno samo da vidite kako žive drugi narodi da biste razumjeli ili popravili stanje svog naroda.
Ne zaman fırsat bulursanız okuyun ve seyahat edin. Okuduğunuz her kitap, gördüğünüz her şehir, her ülke sizin bilgi ve birikiminize yapılan bir yatırımdır. Bazen sadece başka milletlerin nasıl yaşadığını görmek bile kendi toplumunuzu daha iyi anlamanıza, eksikliklerinizi görüp daha iyisini inşa etmenize vesile olur.
Onako kako je to jednom napisao Yunus Emre. Znanje je spoznati znanje, znanje je spoznati sebe. Ako sebe ne spoznaš, čemu ti znanje onda?
Yunus Emre'nin sözleri gibi tercüme edilmiş maalesef.
Znanje je spoznati znanje. Znanje je spoznati znanje. Znanje je spoznati sebe. Ok. Treće je da učite strane jezike i da nastojite upoznati druge kulture, tradicije i svjetonazore, jer će vas to oplemeniti ne samo intelektualno i kulturološki, nego jednako važno proširit će vaše horizonte razumijevanja, saradnje i tolerancije.
Üçüncüsü yabancı diller öğrenin, farklı kültürleri, gelenekleri ve düşünce biçimlerini tanıyın. Bu sizi sadece bilgi bakımından değil, insanlık açısından da zenginleştirecektir.
I na kraju budite najbolji u onome što radite, jer društvo napreduje samo onda kada svi u svom poslu damo maksimum. To apsolutno vrijedi za svaki posao koji obavljamo.
Dördüncüsü ne yaparsanız yapın, en iyisini yapmaya çalışın. Bir toplum her bireyin kendi işinde elinden gelenin en iyisini yaptığı ölçüde gelişir.
I zato nikada nemojte prestati učiti, istraživati i propitivati kao što nas je Sokrat još davno podsjetio i kazao, da pametni ljudi uče iz svega i od svakoga, da prosječni ljudi uče iz iskustva, a uobraženi i glupi ljudi već sve znaju.
Bu nedenle hiçbir zaman öğrenmeyi, araştırmayı ve sorgulamayı bırakmayın. Filozof Sokrates'in dediği gibi akıllı insanlar her şeyden ve herkesten öğrenir. Ortalama insanlar yalnızca kendi deneyimlerinden öğrenir. Kendini beğenmiş cahillerse zaten her şeyi bildiklerini sanır.
Na kraju želim vam uspješan početak nove akademske godine i svako dobro u vašem životu.
Yeni akademik yılın sizlere başarı, huzur ve ilham getirmesini diliyorum.
We extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Zvizdic for this wonderful speech. Dear guests, now it's my great honor to welcome to the stage Professor Dr. Enes Eryarsoy, a faculty member of the Sabancı University Faculty of Management, to deliver the keynote speech titled Disorder of Discourse, AI in the Kaleidoscope.
Sure. The microphone works, yes.
It should be what? Let's see the cable.
Is it a portable microphone that the translator was using? What I will use
I
this.
think you can, Emma. That's a good. You don't need to put.
Just keep it on, please. Thank you. 45 olarak ben planladım.
I will need to put a lot of ease.
Yeah,
Please,
of course.
I'm gonna put
Please.
just don't press because it's very weak.
Sure. Sure. I'll get started.
This
I will
should
get
be,
started.
this should be.
Greetings. I hope I am audible. Esteemed audience, thank you very much for participating. It is my privilege to be here. I am not accustomed to having more than one rector and a few deans right now. It is very humbling to be here. Thank you very much for coming. This is going to be the second lecture of today. The first one was given by none other than your student, Huzeyfe Küçükalpli. Something that probably, or maybe that I missed when I was listening to, was the fact that he was on the ship Mykonos, which was the only ship that was able to breach the blockade for the last maybe half a century. How I wished, maybe how many of us wished that we were on that ship. He was not on that ship as a student. I believe he was on that ship as a teacher. So he delivered the first lecture. And for that, I'd like to, and for that, I would like to congratulate you and your fellow students to be on board and sharing the solidarity that you kindly shared with us. Oh, I missed it. Have I dropped it? Oh, no, I had one, but I must have dropped it. Oftentimes we are told that oftentimes we're told that we are supposed to be where we are, and we get to choose our state. The false version of it is known as being in the right place at the right time. So unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of choosing the right conditions at the time that we wish. Sometimes the fate actually decides that we are supposed to be where we are, but are we in the right state? So once more, not for the last time, I congratulate you and your family, because he was one of the about 20-ish people that was able to, at least to a level, breach the blockade. Now, today's lecture is going to be on something that I don't do, that is not related to my mainstream research. Rather, something that I do it on the side. And I hope that this is going to be more beneficial, because typically the kind of research that I do involves a lot of mathematical equations, boring-looking theorems, axioms that I don't think I would like to indulge in. So the first part of the talk is about disorder of discourse. The title actually is borrowed from a French guy, Michel Foucault, who was, on a personal note, was a communist, a gay, someone that I wouldn't quote. But in his book, he mentioned the orders of discourse and the will of truth. In 1970, when he delivered a similar speech, inaugural speech in his school in France. In the book, he talks about the will to truth and how not every fact can be shared by everybody else in a society because of the norms and other factors, the engines, you say, the underlying engine that influences what can or cannot be said or dictated. And this engine seems to be very neutral, sometimes objective, even scientific in today's terms, but it orders the discourse, the tone of the conversation, what can and cannot be said. So, and he was not talking about just the modern society at large. Rather, he was talking about different epochs, different terms, different times through which the will to truth has taken place and rooted in the society. If I were to ask you this question, let's say that someone has a fever and we live in ancient Greece, or we live in a modern world, or we live before even ancient Greeks. And we have three different explanations. Of them, the first one is, well, the fever exists because gods were upset with you. The second one, the fever exists because you've got something with your air. This is coming from Arche, by the way, from Greece. They believe that certain elements results in certain diseases. Or the last one, maybe because you have an infection. So depending on the time that I asked you this question, your answer would actually be different, even if you believed otherwise. So throughout the history, if we were in the prehistoric times, possibly it was because the gods were upset with you. That is why you developed the fever. It would be the one that will be believed and found to be credible. However, fast forward a few centuries, if you are going to be in Greek, where you're trying to move from the divine narrative into the rationality, then you will say, well, you know what, that is not the case. It probably is because of you've got something wrong with your archives. Or if you live today, then it's probably going to be attributed to some virus or to some disease. So these are the different narratives, right? And this actually is very interesting because this also shaped the way history formed. If you were to go back to the ancient times, I put one Arab word over there, Arabic word over there, because it looks nice. It says talia. Talia means the one that is rising. Arabs would release birds, and depending on the direction of the bird that it flies to, they would decide whether or not what you're about to do is good for you or not. So this is, in fact, the word talih in Turkish is actually where it comes from. It came from talih, but over to time, due to mispronunciation, we use it as talih in Turkish. It just means fate, yes. Similar thing, also Greek, they like to gamble, but it wasn't because of the probabilities and the winnings. It was rather they were gambling to submit to the will of the deities that they believed. And to that end, they didn't have dice, they had astragali. It is the knucklebone of a sheep. So it had 5 faces, if I am not mistaken. We've got lots of doctors, they might know maybe even better. It's got 5 faces, and each throw would correspond to something. In fact, in some temples, they would have oracle tables that kind of tells you the meaning of each of these throws. For example, the most difficult one was named as Venus throw, and it corresponded to some probability that is extremely small. Okay, maybe the youth here would recognize the song, even us. Maybe there's a song that by Sting, "The Shape of My Heart." If you read the lyrics of it, actually it says that he doesn't play for money, he plays for respect, and he talks about the secret geometry of chance. This is actually about that. So when you throw astragali, you don't worry yourself about math. Nobody really cared about math. In fact, it was until 17th century where Cardano wrote the first book on chances, and he laid down the principles of probability. He actually figured out that the oracle tables, the probability tables, were not actually correct. One could actually make a lot of money by just reverse engineering these tables that the ancient Greek people used, but nobody did because they didn't care. It was not the order of discourse. It was not the society norms. So nobody went against the norms of the society. So, and then over the years, the philosophy emerged. And the philosophy gave actually way to another set of discourse and the orders to it. And over the years, the scientific venue actually strengthened up, and Cardano, the one that I mentioned, was the first person to write the books on probability. So in every single century, what can and cannot be said, including this century, is dictated by orders. In fact, there's this very famous anecdote that I sometimes attribute to Pascal, that he's got his microscope and he's in Ganges River in India, and one Indian is washing himself in the river, and the river is extremely filthy. Seeing how filthy the river is, Pascal cannot help himself but to ask, why are you washing yourself in this river? And the guy says, because it is the cleanest river that is known. And Pascal hands over the microscope, shows the guy how filthy that the river is, and the reaction that he receives is what? He breaks, the Indian breaks the microscope. So this is the order of discourse. Now, the order of discourse, according to Michel Foucault, the French guy, has some structuring mechanisms, such as prohibition, that you cannot talk about anything and everything. Like, for example, Gaza. We can think about it, we can talk about it today, but maybe in another setting, in another country, it would not be welcomed peacefully. And the second one is how we divide between reason and madness. For example, if someone nowadays would say, I have some inner voice, would probably refer him to a psychologist or psychiatrist, yes? But before, it wasn't the case. So the norms dictate how we label madness through how we label reason and madness from one another. Last but not the least, why this happens, and how come, if this is such a powerful force that dictates what we can and what cannot do, we ended up with, if I were to go back, we ended up with different epochs of wills to truth, because it wasn't just saying. So somehow we were able to move from sacred to philosophical, from philosophical with archaism, humor, into scientific. So how come something changed the course of history, so we were able to shift from one epoch onto another one? Okay, so this is important because it's really interesting. This guy is Aldous Huxley. For those of you who haven't read his novel, many of you, I believe you have, A Brave New World. In it, it talks about this dystopian maybe city or world where everything is dictated by science and everyone is predestined to assume certain roles in the society. So the way these things form are usually through our willingness to exchange freedom and privacy with convenience and reliability, such as if you use a product right now free of charge, everyone knows, then you're actually selling out your data, right? So this is how discourses usually change. Either there's a certain breakthrough, or there is some sort of an exchange that is going on. That, for example, antibiotics. The moment people realize the power of the antibiotics, the life expectancy increased by a decade almost for the entire mankind, and people did not have anything but to accept and yield to it. So the discourse changed. So now my talk is about actually the next epoch. So we talked about the prehistorical times, we talked about the ancient Greece, and we also talked about the modern science. And right now, the last, and we don't know if it's least of it, is what we call the algorithmic epoch. It is actually very similar to what we have seen before, but it's a little bit changed. So what is the difference here? Is it not scientific? No, it isn't. It doesn't care. It is engineering driven. So every answer you receive from ChatGPT is probability driven. It is not certain. They don't guarantee its truth. Rather, they're saying, look, you know what? It is going to be based on a computational pattern and based on pretty much all the data that it can find. And this is going to be dictating the discourse. the order of the discourse. In fact, most recently, I think Hariri is talking about these things, if you know about this guy. So he's saying that, there's going to be a time that AI is going to be dictating everyone what or what not to do. Okay? So this is going to be the next epoch. And the way the next epoch works is by promising us something. A short novel by Borges, who was a librarian, he liked about writing libraries and librarians. He has this book on the Library of Babel. In it, he mentions of a library where every single possible information and combination of information and knowledge is found in the library, because it just includes every single combination of every single letter and word in every single dictionary in every single language. Obviously, this is hypothetical, or he doesn't know about math, so that kind of a library is not really possible, but let's assume for the sake of it that it is. And everything is wonderful, all the knowledge is included in the library, but except there's only one problem, that the librarians, they cannot access the knowledge. They don't know where it is. And these small cubicles, not cubicles actually, these are hexagons. These small hexagons, they include all the books. So there's people that are seeking out one certain book in this library. Because these people believe if everything is in the library, there has got to be some index of the library in it as well. So they're searching for the index of the library. And some other group are actually strategically going ahead and deleting the books that they don't believe that contains that knowledge. Okay, so this is the library of Babel is actually what GPT is aspiring to be. It is saying, look, give me all the libraries you've got, and I will give you everything that you have uploaded to that library. So this is very interesting, and this is very interesting. Now the next part of my talk begins. Now that we have established that there's certain order of discourse that mandates and dictates what can or cannot be said in a society, and we have seen several different epochs of it. Of them I mentioned 3, and the 4th one is the algorithmic one, the one that we are right now stepping into. And because we're stepping into, there has to be some sort of a value proposition. So why are we so willing to get into it? ChatGPT, unprecedentedly, within a few weeks, I think they accumulated more than 100 million users. Within a few days, actually, within a few days of its launch. So what does it mean? It means that we're willing to use it. So that means there's a value proposition. And remember, the value proposition is what? Convenience in exchange of our freedom. Convenience in exchange of reliability. So something in return, right? So quid pro quo. So they gave us something and we give them something. But then again, what is it that we're giving us to? What is it that we're yielding to blindly sometimes? I see students copying and pasting. Not you, bar you. You would not do it. But I see some students in some other universities, you copying and pasting it blindly and believing it, right? So to that end, I want to give you the example of kaleidoscope. I don't know, how many of you guys have seen a kaleidoscope or used one? When I was a kid, it was a thing. I don't know, nowadays it's all computers and games, right? So it's a very simple device. It's like a binocular. So there are some reflective surfaces, at least 3, sometimes 4 or 5. So you put some beads with colors, and then you kind of rotate it around. Even though the beads are not so exciting to look at, when you start spinning it around, it becomes really joyful. Lots of colors. It's like watching a movie when you don't have a TV. Okay, so this is the kaleidoscope. And the AI is very similar to what kaleidoscope or how kaleidoscope works. Okay, so I will take you a little bit into the AI. Now, this is the first version of AI from the year 1958, and the guy here is a psychologist. His name is Rosenblatt. Frank Rosenblatt. He is the one who came up with the first perceptron, with the first machine that once was declared as the first thinking machine, the machine that is able to think. And it was obviously very primitive. I will skip the video because it is lengthy, but in the video, what it does is that there are lots of circuits and stuff, and he pushes the button. Given a photo, it tells if it's a boy or a girl. So this is what the machine is. So, and then after this machine, he secured more than $10 million in those years, a really big amount of money in funds, to create another machine that can recognize text. So, but there was one problem, that his friend, Marvin Minsky from high school, he really hated him. And he said that you will never be able to develop such a machine because it is extremely complex and you won't be able to figure it out because the neural network or the AI engine, this is the AI engine called perceptron, coming from a psychologist. It's quite interesting. So he said that you will never be able to create such a machine with the underlying mathematical foundation that you presented. And Rosenblatt died in a boat accident in 1971, and Marvin Minsky claimed the Hall of Fame. He received the Turing Award, which is the equivalent of the Nobel Prize in computer science. And Marvin Minsky also declared that there is no way that AI can take place using what he suggested, only until 1987. All of a sudden, Marvin Minsky changed his mind. Even though Rosenblatt died, Marvin Minsky said, you know what, your idea might work, we just have to tweak it a little bit. So rather than this, if we make it something like this, then it is going to work. And it did. So Marvin Minsky received a bunch of other prizes as well, and he is probably one of the most well-known guys in the field. Now, let me show you how it works in very simple terms, very small demonstration. So the way neural network works is that there's a pattern to be discovered, such as this one. So the neural network, like the one that I was showing you in this presentation, take a look at this one. You see this photo, right? This image and this, they're very similar, wouldn't you say? Right? So let's make it a little bit more similar, right? Okay. So what I am after is to find something that separates the good from the bad, or the blue from the orange. Yeah? So when you run it, it automatically finds it, no issues here, okay? So when you make the problem a little bit more complex, for example, such as this one, okay, it takes a little bit longer, but hopefully it is going to be able to find a pattern, and it does, okay? So when you make it even more complex, all of a sudden, this neural network is not enough anymore. So you'll have to add more layers, more neurons, and even some future generation. Then it will take some time, but eventually it is going to find a pattern. Now this is how the AI today works. Only except for, I think we have around 200-ish parameters here. ChatGPT 4 version had about 1.76 trillion parameters, and GPT-5 probably supports more than 2 trillion. So it's just a little bit bigger version of it, but in essence, this is exactly what it does. It just fits into the pattern that it shows, okay? Was it able to find it? Yes. It found it. Notice something. This is the gist of talk. Notice something. What it finds as pattern is not the pattern itself. Rather, it is an approximation to it. So if I were to run it again, we would end up with different, orange and blue shaded areas. So this is important because this is how probabilistic engines work. This is how GPT works. So it is not going to tell me, obviously, right? This is going to be like, for example, some sort of a Fibonacci series that is visualized, extrapolated, or multiplied by some function. So it won't give me. Rather, it's going to give me, you know what? If you give me a dot, I can tell you if it's going to be blue or orange based on where the location is. Okay? So this is important. Now, And on top of it, we had some, well, I have to add this slide because we have some doctors here. On top of it, in 1999, 2 doctors from Harvard, one from Harvard, another from Columbia, they also proved that the way our neural system works is analogical to the way that the artificial neural networks learn. So this is 1999. I had to find this paper. It took me a while, by the way. So now, I think I'm running short on time because I'm not a good timekeeper, unfortunately. Yes, and I was told that I was thinking that I have 45 minutes. I was told that it's 30, and I don't want to bore you because this is the only entertainment you've got for the next 15 minutes or so. All right. So now, so the bottom line then it becomes, okay, what is the value proposition? The value proposition here is information and intelligence. This is what is offered by the AI. And the way we define intelligence is also different. So what is intelligence? I usually go to my classes. I'm a business professor. I ask them, what's a business? So you can't really, you ask 2 people for the definition of business, you'll get 3 answers. So there is not a definitive answer, and similarly to intelligence itself as well. But it is really essential to our argument because many people believe that what separates mankind from the others is our logic, reasoning, and talk. And the Arabic translation resonates with me. I don't know, it's Greek. In Arabic, it says, "Al-insanu hayawanun natiq." A man is an animal, is a live being, not animal in our sense. Hayawan means alive, yes? Hay, it comes from being alive, yes? Hayawanun natiq. The mankind is the alive being that can reason and talk. So natiq, nutuk, mantık, these 2 words that we use in Turkish comes from the same word, speaking. Reason is a byproduct of talking. So that kind of makes sense. So over the course of the history, many people define it in different ways. I will skip through some, but I want to just mention some. For example, Stoics, they believed, bring it and present it to the others, and they will not believe us because they haven't seen outside yet. So it's really difficult to make people believe. Whereas rationalists, Aristotle, right? They would say, you know what, logic and reasoning is the key, and you have to acquire it. You don't have it, you don't possess it. You have to go out and search it. Whereas in our culture, what separates us from the animals is not our intellect. We believe in something else. We believe in the spirit, ruh, yes, which is not really in the Western, let's say, science-led narrative. So this is something that we came up with, or it is in our culture. So that is why we have to see artificial intelligence as something that the Western mind is extremely threatened by. How so? Because if we believe what makes us is intellect, and it comes from reasoning, so what happens is if some machine presents intellect, even supersedes us, so we'll have to yield to it. We have to yield to the will of the machine, hence the order of discourse. So yielding to the will of the machine is what the West is right now extremely scared of. That is why in history of mankind, as far as I know, never in the history you have received we have invested such amount of wealth to pursue any sort of technology, including atomic bomb. You see left and right, not billions, trillions of dollars are dedicated into developing the AGI, the artificial genuine intellect, left and right. Every day we receive something, yes? And this is what perplexes us because we know that this is not going to be the end of humanity, but the West needs to face its Frankenstein that it created. If you remember Frankenstein, it's man-looking, let's say a machine that we are now afraid of. So to the West, this is nothing less than the Frankenstein itself, because they just created it, now they have to make it even more perfect. Now, creation of such machine comes at a cost. This guy, by the way, his name is Geoffrey Hinton. He received the Nobel Prize in 2024, last year. This year's Nobel Prizes are to be announced within this week or the next, if not. So very soon. So Geoffrey Hinton received the Nobel Prize for the stuff that he did with AI. He was thinking that, you know, we have to keep growing these neural networks bigger and bigger and bigger. And nobody believed in him until 2012. Him and some of his students, they were able to create this big machine called AlexNet. And then all of a sudden, people realized the power of the AI, and everybody started pouring billions and millions of dollars. And this is today's era, thanks to him. So he received the Nobel Prize, but then he also, before Nobel Prize, after his inventions and key breakthroughs, he was assigned as the chief scientist at Google. His student was the head of OpenAI. Another colleague, Jan LeCun, is still leading Facebook's AI division. So these guys are the ones, the few that rule all. He's a member of that team. And he resigned from Google, saying that he wants to dedicate the rest of his life to the dangers that the machine that he himself helped to create. So right now, he's just giving talks and warning people about the dangers of AI and so on. So now the question then it becomes, I will skip some part. The question then it becomes that, okay, so we have invested so much money, the money that we don't even have. In the US, we're talking about trillions of dollars. This is coming from our money, meaning people's money. All of us, our wealth combined, right, is being funneled towards this. So we're spending this money. So that means we should be educated in terms of the ramification, the results, the problems, the issues that comes with it. Okay. And I like this cartoon. I've been showing this for many, many years now. Take a look at this one. Any breed of technology, any epoch, anything that we invent comes with this. Because any invention should increase our productivity. So if I create a machine that makes me less productive, nobody will buy it. So I will create something that is going to make us productive. Okay? So what happens to the 3 people? So there's a carriage, 4 people can lift it. All of a sudden, you don't need 4, you need just 1. So what happens to the 3 people? This is the key issue here. So when I have AI is going to be doing some tasks. So what happens to the 3 people? Okay? Some of them will be developing AI. Some of them will be maybe designing something, some of them fixing, some of them working under it, but they're all going to be doing some stuff that is related to AI. So this is very important. Then the question becomes then, okay, as the university students, what is the danger? Now, esteemed ambassador mentioned that the brain drain is a problem, and the country, what makes a country is its people, not its water resources, not its natural beauty. So when you have something like this, a new technology that is being developed, most of the time you don't have many people that can develop it. So this is going to cause a brain drain. Smart people are going to leave their countries if they can. Can you imagine the selectivity? The Facebook acquired some companies and also offered $100 million signing bonuses to scientists. We're not talking about superstars. We're not talking about football players. We're talking about top caliber scientists. Most of them below 30, in their mid-20s. They're recruited by these companies with these big fat checks. Why? Because they believe whoever reaches AI first is going to reap all the benefits. So everyone is scared. So everyone is going out for talent hunt. What better way to do a talent hunt than going after underdeveloped or developing countries, even Turkey? You know this guy? This is the second Bosnian that I'm going to talk about. His name is Alvin Čečić. Alvin. Yes, his name is Alvin Čečić. He appeared in Economist magazine this week. I found him on Instagram and I friended him. I'm following him. He received the bronze medal in mathematics, I think 2 years ago. And now he's in Oxford. Who gave the scholarship? Some foundation who believed that we need brilliant minds. So he is no longer in Bosnia now. Okay? And they will go, and they should go, not until we have a very good ecosystem. We should not try to keep them here. But we should always follow them. We should always make them feel home, even if they are not home. Always invite them over to share what they have learned so that we can flourish and create ecosystems so other Albans will not have to leave. I'd like to thank you for your attention. This marks the end of my talk with only one thing to be warned about. Everything the AI shows, the sci-fi, the movies, everything that it shows makes me feel somewhat upset because most of the world, that's not our reality. Our reality is on a boat that is sailing to Gaza. Our reality is many people being slaughtered, people being starved. This is just like a Potemkin village. The Potemkin village was built by someone's last name Potemkin. His lover was, or he really liked her, was the Tsar of Russia. To impress her, every time this Tsar, Charitsa, or yes, would visit a village, there was a mobile village that they would carry before the Tsar's arrival. The village would be in place. They would put active villagers to show how wonderful Russia is to their emperor. So, and I see that the face of the world right now that we see as AI resembles to very much a Potemkin village. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Enes Eryasoy, for this thought-provoking speech. And now I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Sevgi Kurtulmuş to the stage to present some gifts to our keynote speaker to show our appreciation. Thank you very much. Dear guests, we now welcome the first generation of students of the medicine and dental medicine joint programs launched in collaboration with the University of Health Sciences. At this special moment, we are honored to present the white coat to our new medical students, symbolizing their official entry into the medical profession and their commitment to the values of care, knowledge, and service. Now, I would like to invite the students one by one to the stage. Please come here when I say your names, please. Abdullatif Botonyic, medicine. Dr. Zvizdic, could you please come to the stage to present our student with their white coat, please? Could you please hold your Yes, that way, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ahmet Yılmaz Şener. And I'd like to invite His Excellency Ambassador to the stage to present our student with his white coat. Thank you very much. Amsal Turulya, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Sevgi Kurtulmuş to the stage to present our student with his white coat. Thank you very much. Dilge Baloğlu, Dental Medicine. And I'd like to invite Mr. Hasan Topaloğlu to the stage. Hocam buyurunuz. Teşekkürler. Thank you very much. Ela Naz Horasan, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Kemalettin Aydın to the stage to present the white coat to our students. Thank you very much. Elif Naz Telli, Dental Medicine. And I'd like to invite our esteemed director, Professor Dr. Ali Osman Kuşakçı, to the stage, please. Thank you very much. And now, Hana Yusic, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Mr. Ismet Gavran Kapetanovic to the stage, please. He's gone. Okay, I'd like to invite Dr. Orkun to the stage to present the white coat to our students. Thank you very much. Hatice Kübra Bilgiç, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Yasna Hussein Begovic Music to the stage, please. Okay, I'd like to invite our rector to the stage one more time to present the white coat, please. Please. Excuse me, I don't remember your name.
Enverila.
Evren İlhan. Thank you very much. Ibrahim Rahed Hamed, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Yunus Karakoç to the stage, please. Iman Omerovic, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Mr. Yasir Göz to the stage. He's coming, yes. He's the IUS Vice Rector, Mr. Yasir Göz. Thank you very much. İkbal Ece Şahin, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Dr. Enver İlhan one more time to the stage, please. Yes, listede var hepsi hocam. Thank you very much. Kerime Zehra Özkan, Dental Medicine. And I'd like to invite Dr. Banu Şahin to the stage, please. Thank you very much. The next student is Leyla Luna Shabanat Medicine, and I'd like to invite Dr. Ayşe Betürel to the stage, please. And now I'd like to invite Mohammed Sadikovic from Medicine program to the stage. And I'd like to invite Şeniz Karaçay, Dr. Şeniz Karaçay to the stage. Nehir Şahin, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Özgür Dağ to the stage, please. Thank you very much. And the next student is Selma Halilovic, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Professor Betül Akçeşme to the stage, please. Thank you very much. Sumeyya Rijic, Dental Medicine. And I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Orkun Aydın to the stage, please. And the next student is Yasim Demir, Dental Medicine. And I'd like to invite Kanita Karacuzovic Hacıaptić to the stage, please. And Vedat Aydın Bağlan, Medicine. And I'd like to invite Betül Akçeşme to the stage. I'm very sorry, my mistake. Professor Dr. Tarık Namaz to the stage. Thank you. And I'd like to extend our best wishes to our new students for a successful and meaningful journey in the medical field. Now, dear guests, this concludes our opening ceremony, but before the closing remarks, I'd like to invite our dear esteemed guests to the stage for a group photo, please. First, without the students, and then the second round with the students.
Öne de gelebilir yapıyoruz. Öğrencilerimize.
Now with the students, all the students, please proceed to the stage.
Çıkalım, çocuklar öne gitsin.
Kısa tuttum ama sağ olun baktım. Herkes yorum. Teşekkür ederim. Sağ olun.
Devam edin.
Yok ben olmasam da olur. Bu fotoğraf öğrenciler için sizler için.
Boylu gençler arkaya da geliyor.
The other way around, yeah.
Sizin de mezunlarınız hayırlı olsun. İyi ki mezun. Yeni açık.
Okay, thank you very much. You can go back to your seats. And dear guests, we thank you sincerely for your participation. You are now kindly invited to proceed to the official opening ceremony of the IUS Anatomy Laboratory located on the second floor. Following the opening, a cocktail reception with refreshments will be held in the building